Hey guys, Michael back here. Today's been a good learning opportunity for me, and I hope I can pass some of that along to you. I had been out in the barn here. Show you all my mess. Trying to do some canning. I've been using my Camp Chef stove here. I've showed you before. And I mentioned Monday in my video when I was talking about my tomatoes I was dehydrating, that I had some stuff in the freezer that I was going to try to can. And I had seen some comments, some videos and stuff, folks talk about they did that, and it seemed like a good idea to me. So I just been sticking extra back into the freezer and then was just going to can it all at once. And I've let it go a little bit longer than I wanted to. I did not intend to be December before I got to it, but I've been out here, and first I started out, my wife and I mentioned the other day that we had to go to Little Rock, and we had a restaurant, and they had tomato jam, and it was that you dip chips in, and it was amazing. And so I said, man, I can make some tomato jam. So I looked up a recipe, found a pretty good looking recipe, and I had quite a few tomatoes in my freezer up there, so I started working on that. And I'm sorry, I did not film much of this today, or really any of it today. I tried a few times, and it just didn't work for me for this reason, that. There's too much going on when you're canning, at least for me. I'm not very good at filming all that, too, and keeping up with it. So I took my tomatoes and brought them out here, and I started to boil them to take the peels off, as I've done before. And the peels come off pretty quick before it even started boiling, but the tomatoes were just still frozen hard to rock. Now, I don't know if I'd let them thaw first, if that would have worked better. I don't think it would have. So I then took them, I peeled them, and I sliced them up, and they were just still frozen. Put them in a bowl, put them into the pot, and started making my mixture for the tomato jam. And there was not much tomato left. It just all turned to mush. Just those tomatoes weren't fresh. They've been in that freezer for a while, and it just all turned to mush. So I gave it a little bit. It just never thickened up. I could have put some Sure Gel into it or something like that, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a chunky tomato jam like I had in Little Rock. So I tossed that stuff out. So then I started working on my next recipe, which was cowboy candy. I love cowboy candy, candied jalapenos, if you're not familiar. And so I found a recipe for that, started working on that. I had some jalapenos in the freezer, had a gallon bag of them. And it was those big cinder jalapenos from Hoss Tools, and those things are ginormous. So anyway, I started cutting the stems off, taking some of the seeds out, and core out. And that was really easy because they was frozen. It would just come right out when I cut it. And that worked pretty well. And so I started cutting them, slicing that gallon bag, and going through my recipe. And I'll put a link down. I didn't go through and film the recipe because it's just a recipe I found online. I'll put a link down below to the recipe I used. But here's my result. Now, I've not put these in the water bath canner yet to seal them. I'm going to do that here in just a minute. But I've got 6 of these little quarter pints, and there'll probably be some Christmas gifts here in the next week or two. And then I've got 4 of these. This is the syrup left over, and I hear that this syrup is really amazing for cooking, basting, that type of thing, grilling, whatever you might do. And so I'm really looking forward to trying that stuff, and also giving some of it away to family that likes to grill a lot. So I got a few things here. The peppers from the freezer, let me just say this. I can tell that they've been in the freezer when I taste them. It's just got a little bit of that freezer taste to them. I don't know if they've been in the freezer too long or what I did there, but there is a little bit of freezer taste to them. It's not bad. It's not bad. And this, of course, the syrup and all that stuff covers it up. But I'm impressed by it. I think it's pretty good for my first try. I'm definitely going to be doing this again, and probably with some fresh peppers next year. But I'm really excited to have my cowboy candy. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of it, and I'm planning on giving quite a bit of it away. But that's the fun part of gardening, to share some of this, right? So anyway, this day didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to. I was really looking forward to doing these little projects and having some some tomato jam here and some cowboy candy, and it just really hadn't worked out like I planned, but I got a little bit. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So I don't think I have any more jalapenos in the freezer. If I do, I'm probably gonna make another batch of this cowboy candy. If not, I will be anxiously awaiting next year where I can get some more fresh jalapenos. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video out. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you can, and you know, here, let me talk about the issue I had. The issue I had was I was picking a handful at a time. You know, I don't. And so I was just freezing. And of course, I was eating some too, you know, especially my tomatoes. I was eating a bunch of those tomatoes, but when I would have a few excess, I would just throw them in the freezer. And I thought that was fine. And it probably would be fine if I hadn't done it for so long. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm a little bit disappointed, but also excited to have a little bit here that I can share. So, hey, y'all drop me some comments below, some recipes below if you have any good suggestions of what I can try next year. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Goodbye.